back to my channel. So I know my face looks a little weird right now, kind of a little incomplete, and that's because for this video I wanted to do a brow tutorial, and I thought it was a great opportunity to actually do a mini review on the new Anastasia brow definer. This came out maybe a few months ago, but I finally found it in stock at Sephora the other day, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to review this product for you as well as show you guys how I fill and do my eyebrows. So let's get started. So always the first thing I like to do with my brows is comb through them with a little spoolie brush. That's Rory right there. She decided to nap on my desk today, so thought I'd let her be in my video while Romeo is sitting on my lap. So the Anastasia brow definer does come with a little spoolie brush, but I kind of like how stiff a regular spoolie brush is, so I kind of like using that better. So once I've brushed through my eyebrows and kind of created the shape that I wanted to create with that spoolie, I will take a brown eyeshadow or the Dip brow pomade that they have, or even NYX has the Tame and Frame, which I really like. So there are so many options that you can use. You don't have to use this Anastasia brow definer. But the one I'm using today is in the color Ebony. That's usually what I'll choose. I'll try and use something that is, I'll try and choose a color that is as close to my natural brows as possible. Now if you have kind of lighter hair than your brows, you can choose to use maybe a shade lighter if you like. It also depends on the look that you're trying to create. If you want strong brows, you definitely want a color that is the same color as your brows, or if you want something not as strong, you can do that as well. Or you can do kind of the ombre effect for your brows, which is lighter on the inside and darker on the outer corner. You can achieve that with the same color, just a little more light-handed when it comes to the inner corner and a little bit more dark on the outer corner. Or you can use two different eyeshadow colors. There's so many ways to do your eyebrows, but I'm going to show you the way that I do my eyebrows every day, and it's the easiest way for me, and I feel like it's also the simplest way to achieve sculpted brows. So the first thing that I like to do is outline my eyebrows. So I'm just going to take this and just do small swipes on my brow to just define this top part of my brow. I know it doesn't look like this pencil is doing anything. That is one of the things that I like about this pencil, that it isn't as dark or as strong as you think when you first pick it up and swatch it on your hand. So I'll just keep going over it and over it, and I really like defining this arc. You don't want to define it too much or make it too dark, because you can sculpt out that portion of that brow with concealer. So once I've done that top part, then I will go in and start flicking my brush or my pencil upwards just to create the strokes and looks of hair. And then I will sculpt out this arch right here. So if you ever kind of overdraw onto your skin, the best part is you can always just take your finger and smooth that part out. Super easy. I mean, that's it. That my brow is pretty much done. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other one, so I'll show you guys again. So once my brows are at a point that I pretty much like the overall shape of how they look, I'll take a concealer. For this video, I am going to take my NYX Full Coverage Concealer. This is in the color Fair. You can use a concealer that is the same color as your foundation. Since I have already put on my foundation, I probably should use a color that matches my foundation, but this is kind of what was close to me, so I grabbed it. And I think the part that is really important about this is the brush that you use. This is my favorite brush for sculpting out my eyebrows. This is the MAC 195 brush. You can grab any brush that kind of is pointed or flat on the side. I feel like that's what really helps you create really crisp lines. So I'm just gonna load up my brush. With concealer, you don't need too much, so I'm just going to take off any excess product. And then I like to start out with the top, so I'm basically going to follow the natural line of my eyebrow. And then I just follow it down. And then I'm just going to start blending this into my skin. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the bottom portion of my eyebrow. Usually at this point I normally don't have my eyeshadow done, so I'll just blend in that same concealer on my eyelid together and use that as an eyeshadow primer. I'm just going to bring this all the way down as well to kind of clean up this line here. So you can definitely see the difference between the two eyebrows. This one is a lot more thick, obviously, than this one without the concealer on it. But I do like using the concealer part kind of as your last step, and that will help define more your eyebrow and make them a little bit thinner in case you made them a little bit too thick. Do the same thing to the other side. You can use your brush to blend it in as well. So after the concealer, I'm going to brush through my eyebrows one more time with my spoolie brush, and I like doing this because number one, it'll take off any excess product that I added to my brows, as well as blend in any of those harsh lines so it looks more natural. And for my last product, I like to kind of seal my eyebrows. I feel like since they are a little bit on the thicker side, they can kind of get like unruly sometimes, and I'll get little hairs like springing up here and there. So I always like to use eyebrow gel. You don't have to use this one, but this is the MAC brow set. I do really like this one. I feel like it's less crunchy than the Anastasia brow gel. That one really feels like hairspray kind of on your brows a little bit. So if you run your hand or your finger on your eyebrows, you can tell that they are shellacked in place, which is great. But usually on a daily basis, I like to use this one. And I'm just going to use the same motion that I used with my spoolie brush, guiding those hairs into the right place. And I'll always run my fingernail kind of on top of that arch to take off any excess product and to really make sure that that part stays crisp. All right, everybody, so that's it. It was super easy, I think. If you guys have any questions on how I do my eyebrows or any other eyebrow products, definitely leave me those questions down below. I've pretty much tried any eyebrow product out there because I do like to have those sculpted eyebrows. I feel like that kind of really adds that extra dimension to your makeup look. And even when you're running out the door and you have minimal makeup on, I feel like you still have to have some good eyebrows in a place. So thanks you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you are not subscribed, subscribing will allow you to stay up to date with all my new makeup tutorials and product reviews. Thanks you guys for spending the time with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Don't forget to follow me.